All right, what is up, Speak True Sports? This is Bert. I'm back with Tae again, and we are going over every division in the NFL, doing all those videos. Check out our previous ones if you want to see some other divisions we've done. We're taking a preview and looking at the standings in the divisions and where all the teams are going to end up being ranked. So today we're doing the AFC East. If you forgot what teams are in there, it's the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins. It's that division. So we probably both have the same winner. I mean, right?
Yeah. I got Buffalo. That they finally got an offense to finally click. Josh Allen finally got his number one receiver that he's been waiting to get, and he showed everybody last year how good of a quarterback he actually is when he has a receiver that's reliable. I don't know, man. This Bills team, they're young and they're upcoming. I think they got a bright future ahead of them. I mean, if they can build that defense up a little bit more, they can be contenders, man. This offense can really put up points and really battle with these top tier teams.
For sure.
I think if they just build their defense up and they build that secondary up a little bit more, I think they're capable to get the job done for sure. Allen and Diggs, probably one of the best wide receiver quarterback duos in the league right now. Diggs led the NFL, I think, in catches, yards, targets. Everything that you would need, that you want from a receiver, he did it all last year. And then on the other hand, they have Gabriel Davis, a young guy who's just a big target. They love to throw to him in the end zone. Cole Beasley's there, he's Mr. Reliable. He's been that way since he's been in Dallas. He's going to be that way forever. He's that slot guy you need to just, you need to dump something off to him. He can get the job done. And they added Emmanuel Sanders, who's a deep threat that they probably didn't need since they lost John Brown. Personally, I think Emmanuel Sanders might be better than John Brown deep threat wise, just because he's able to do a little bit more. He's just probably a little bit quicker, just younger, and John Brown's a little older. Yeah. I think their main issue right now is running backs. They don't have a solid number one running back, because right now you're hearing, oh, it's going to be Zach Moss. Then next week you hear, oh, it's Singletary. You really don't know who's going to be the number one guy. I think it's going to be a committee, but yeah, man, I don't really know what's going on with that backfield. But honestly, other than that, they're high powered.
Honestly, both those guys are number twos in like a normal offense. Like neither of those guys are guys you can reliably step up upon to be the number one lead back. And that does worry me about the team, but that worries me more in the playoffs and less in the regular season. This team's gonna throw like 40 times a game.
Easily every game they're gonna throw.
For sure. Like Devin Singletary, he's been nicknamed Devin Singletary because he barely even gets carries to go off of. And Zach Moss at least can receive the ball, he can catch the ball. So they got another option right there out of the backfield. The Bills are going to be a very good team, but their schedule is actually pretty difficult if you look at it.
Yeah, their first couple of weeks are hard, man.
For sure. They're going against the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins, and then right after that, going to Washington. Actually, Washington's going to them. Then they see Houston. That's a big break. Then they get Kansas City. They get Tennessee. Miami again. They get another break. They get Jacksonville, New York. Then they get Indy, right? Then they get New Orleans, New England, Tampa Bay. They're seeing so many playoff teams this year, potential playoff teams this year. It's ridiculous. But, towards the end, it gets a little bit better for sure. Atlanta, New York again, stuff like that. Honestly, their defense is going to be kind of
a big piece in their win total this year.
It's going to have to step up this year from last year. And I think it will. And I think their win total, it's going to sound kind of low, but I got them around like 10 to 12 wins. But this team, has the potential, like if they had an easier schedule, to easily get like 15, 16 wins. Like that's how much I really like this team. Like this team is a really good team.
Yeah. I would give them the same 10, 12 just based on the schedule alone. It's going to be rough. It's really going to be based on the defense. And, really, a lot of these games with these high-powered teams, they might have shootouts, man. Like this game with Kansas City, that's going to be a shootout. Pittsburgh, honestly, and they have the depth to do it, like I said. Yeah. So, and really, this game against Pittsburgh, I think it's just really just how much better can the offense be than Pittsburgh's defense. It's not really based on can Pittsburgh offense beat Buffalo's defense. It's can Buffalo's defense operate well against a high-powered defense with Pittsburgh. And the same with Miami. Can Buffalo's offense hang with the great secondary in Miami? It's kind of it's really how it is. And then with the Washington, can they survive against that pass rush? So it's really just how good can their offense. It's going to really be a big test to how good their offense is this year because they're playing a lot of high-powered defenses. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Let's jump to the second team in this division. We might disagree. Mine's a little bit of a bold take, but who do you got in the second?
I got Miami. I think.
Oh, we agree.
Yeah. I got Miami. I think that Tua's gonna put it together. I mean, they got the pieces. They got the pieces, man. They pick up Will Fuller. I know he suspended the first 6 games. When he comes back, it's gonna be a big impact.
For sure.
Devontae Parker's still there. Mike Gesicki is a big piece that a lot of people are not really paying attention to, but he's the main guy that's going to get a lot of targets, going to get a lot of touchdowns in this offense. Their running back core is actually really good. They have Salvin Ahmed, Myles Gaskin, Malcolm Brown. I mean, all 3 of those guys, you could use them on any team, and they could easily be in a committee. Some of those guys can be RB1s on some teams. Like we said with Buffalo, I think Salvin Ahmed and Myles Gaskin could be RB1 in Buffalo. And then with the defense, you got Xavier Howard, and you have just I believe they have Jerome Baker at linebacker. Their pass rush is nuts. I mean, I think this is a really good team. It's just how can Tua finally lead this team to the right path? We saw how good their defense was last year. I mean, man, their defense was literally scoring points for them, carrying them, getting wins for them last year. I mean, if the defense can at least be what they were last year, and Tua can put it together, I mean, Miami could be really scary. I win total, I give Miami 8 to 11. 8 to 11. Okay. I think they can get the job done. I think it's really just based on Tua.
So you're saying they could push for the number 1 spot in there?
I think, and I really think they can. I think it's just really based on Tua because our defense is really good, man. It's hard to deny.
I totally agree. I love Tua. I think he's going to be really, really solid this season. I think a lot of what we saw last season was them trying to give him like a simple offense, but come on, like they've got to open it up this year. I think they will open up the playbook this year. Honestly, Tua's good on deep balls. I don't expect him to be bad on deep balls, and he has dudes like Devontae Parker out there still. So Devontae Parker is a really good deep threat. Will Fuller, when he comes back, one of the best deep threats in the entire league. So if he just throws the deep ball accurately, he'll be good. We saw what Ryan Fitzpatrick did with this team, just throwing it deep, right?
Yeah.
Him alone, and they didn't even have Will Fuller at that point. You know,
yeah, exactly.
So honestly, I think Tua is going to have a really. If there was a Most Improved Player of the Year award in the NFL,
I think he would get it. He would definitely get it.
Tua would get it.
Yeah, he definitely would get it for sure. I really liked Tua coming out of college. Mm-hmm. I think that injury kind of hindered him a little bit, but I think he's finally fully confident back in his skills. He's confident on his legs again. He got his legs back. I think this is going to be the year people are going to realize, okay, Tua's the real deal. They finally got the quarterback they've been waiting to get.
Yep, and like you said, their defense is great. Yeah. I mean, they've got one of the best 1-2 punches at corner in the NFL, right up there with the Ravens, right? So they're going to be such a tough team to score against, but they're also going to be a team that you got to watch out for in offense because they have a lot of sneaky weapons. Gaskin's a sneaky good player. He kind of reminds me of Austin Eckler. I think they kind of have the same build and same size. He can catch passes. He can run it. He can do a lot of stuff. And if they need a power back, Malcolm Brown right there. He's also great at blocking. Salvin Ahmed is a great backup to either of them. He can do a little bit of both. This is just they have a great foundation, and I think they're only going to build upon it. And I think Brian Flores is a really good coach.
Yeah, I think people are really underestimating how good he really is at coaching.
I agree. And yeah, I thought I was going to have the hot take, giving him 8 to 10 as my win total. You gave him 8 to 11. So
yeah,
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I really think Miami has a really good team, man. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year. I really do think they are.
I agree. And so many people are like, I've heard so many people down on Tua. Like, Tua's not going to, I mean, it's like, come on, man. Like,
I believe he's going to the second year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to the second year. He came off a major injury that hip injury is no slouch. It's a major injury. It's a big deal. The fact that he was even able to touch the field last year and even give any production was a good sign. So now they got him for a full season. Hopefully this year, he plays every single game. He's just going to get more comfortable. And the more comfortable he gets, I think the more of a threat he's going to be.
For sure. And I mean, even just like I said, for me, it's mostly the playbook. I mean, obviously he's improved in the offseason. I'm pretty sure he's been working hard in his game, but the playbook was so limited last year. They had him just throwing slants and throwing short passes, dump offs. If they open it up, like I said, give him some deep balls. I seriously think he could take this offense to where its potential is supposed to be.
Yeah, they definitely had to put their trust in him. I think that was a big thing. They didn't know how much they could actually trust him last year.
Yeah.
So I think they worked on that in the offseason. I mean, I think even preseason we saw those couple drives that he played. I mean, you saw how when they opened it up, they were killing teams. I mean, granted, these teams might not have been playing their ones, but you see how good the offense is, regardless in general, when they open it up. So just a matter of time before they put it together.
All right, so third, we probably have the same list from this point on, right? It's the Patriots, and then it's the Jets.
Jets, yeah.
All right, what do you feel about the Patriots this year? I don't know what to think about them, honestly.
This is my thing with the Patriots. Obviously they're coming off losing Brady. Mac Jones, I think it's just a matter of how good is Mac Jones really? How much is he really going to make an impact to this team? Is he really going to be the quarterback that you guys need to bring you guys back to where you were? I mean, they have a good 1-2 punch at tight end, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. You can't go wrong with either of those. Those are two top tight ends in the league. But then you go look at their receiving core, and it's really not. It's nothing exciting. I mean, I know they have Jacoby Myers, N'Keal Harry, but I mean, N'Keal Harry, everybody was so excited about him, and he really hasn't done much. He's been a dud ever since he's been in the league.
And he's hurt now.
And he's hurt now. Exactly. Jacoby Myers, you saw last year he can obviously take on the roles of wide receiver one, but how much more can he really do it? I don't know if he's really going to up for that challenge. Their running back situation, they don't really know who they're going to put. They use a different running back every week. Nobody knows what their running back one is, but it's always been like that. And I mean, a big thing I think is that now that their defense is back, all these guys coming back from this COVID thing, how good is this defense really? How really good is this defense still is? Like, are they really still elite like they were before? Are they still going to be able to get these turnovers and get these sacks and pass rush like they were? You know, they added Matthew Judon, Stephon Gilmore still there. So they still have their regular pieces that they had before. So they still have pieces, but I think it's just a matter of how good can they really mesh together? How good is this really going to be? You can't go wrong. Belichick is obviously he's a mastermind of football. So obviously he's going to have them in the right position. I just think these other two teams in the division, they're young, they're growing, high power, fast paced. I just think they're too much. The offenses are too much for New England.
Yeah, in years past, New England's benefited a lot off of pretty easy schedules. Obviously, their defense is still elite because they take complete advantage of all those easy matchups, but this year's going to push them. They don't have Gilmore for the first however many weeks of the season. He's starting to
right?
Off hurt. And Mac Jones, let's be honest, he's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
And his first game is going to be against Miami, and he's throwing against Xavier Howard and Byron Jones.
Yeah.
Like, he's honestly probably going to start off his career with like 2 or 3 picks. Like,
yeah, easily. You got the number one, the guy led the NFL in interceptions, and then you have Byron Jones on the other side. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to struggle.
They're going to bait him into a lot of interceptions. Mm-hmm. He gets a break in his very next game in New York, where he'll probably look like a stud against that defense. But in general, their schedule is a lot harder this year than it has been in years past. I mean, they're seeing Tampa Bay in week 4. They see Los Angeles Chargers week 8. They see Cleveland in week 10. They see Tennessee, Buffalo, Indy, Buffalo again, all back-to-back through like weeks 12 through 16. So that's going to be a really rough stretch for them. They might lose every single game in that stretch. To me, I don't think this team will finish below 500. No. I think they'll probably end up with like around 8 to 9, maybe 10 wins. They do still have some good, like, easy games in here, but Mac Jones is a rookie, and people that are like, the Patriots are going to take the division, the Patriots are going to get second, they're going to beat the Dolphins. Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's hard to say it, man.
Yeah.
They don't have that that automatic click offense like they had before. Like you could count on the offense to do whatever they wanted, no matter what, against any team. There was no problem with them. They don't have that anymore. They're trying to build that again. They're trying to see if Mac Jones can do the dink and dump again, like they were doing with Brady. Can he every now and then throw a deep ball? And I mean, we all saw his pro day. He didn't really have great deep ball accuracy. I know he looked good with Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, but he's throwing to Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle. You throw it deep, they're gonna go up and go grab it. There's no doubt about it.
And they traded Sony Michel, so the running back depth is gonna take a hit. New England loves to just they do not care who gets the most snaps. They kind of spread it evenly through as many running backs as they can.
Whoever has the high hand.
Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson is the last name, I think.
Yeah.
He's up next. I'm not sure how much of an impact he's going to make right off the bat. I know Damian Harris is going to be good. I like Damian Harris. I trust in him. And they have James White to catch passes out of the backfield, but I'm just not really sure if a rookie quarterback is going to take you to second or even first. Definitely not first, but I'm not sure if they can even take him to second in the division. This is going to be a much tougher division than it has in years past. All these teams have gotten a lot better, except for New York, but that's a different story.
Win total for me, I give him 7 to 9. I don't think they can push 10. Like off their schedule, based off their schedule, I don't know if they can push 10. I don't see 10 wins here on the schedule. I mean, maybe, like I said, injuries, health is going to be a big thing with them too. If these teams don't stay healthy, they can sneak in a couple of these wins that are probably marked already with losses. But yeah, man, I really don't know.
All right, so let's jump to the last team in here. I mean, there's not much to talk about the Jets with, but I know a lot of people are going to be wondering how is Zach Wilson going to look. A lot of people are kind of comparing him to maybe Jameis Winston a couple of years ago, where he had 20 touchdowns, 20 interceptions? Was it something like that? Was it 30? It might have been 30.
It might have been something crazy. It was something ridiculous like that.
I think it was 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, which is
nuts.
Yeah, people are saying he might look like that. He actually has decent weapons. Elijah Moore, Jameson Crowder, Corey Davis. Yeah, he has decent weapons. His running backs are, Ty Johnson, I believe, and then they got Michael Carter. I'm not so sure about them, but let's be real, they're not going to be running much because they're going to be behind in every single game that they play. The Jets, they don't have a great schedule, which is probably going to help them. Honestly, the Texans are, in my opinion, probably a worse team overall, but they might end up with more wins just because their schedule's a lot easier than the Jets. The Jets' schedule, it's rough. And honestly, their win totals, I got them around 0 to 3. I think the same. Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Week 1, Carolina's defense is very it's quietly good. They have a great safety in Jeremy Chin, who I think it's going to be being a big time safety.
And it's Sam Darnold's revenge game right off the bat.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then you have, like I said, we all know New England's defense is going to be elite. There's no doubt about that. Then you got Denver finally coming back healthy. Von Miller's coming back. He's coming back with a vengeance this year. You have Tennessee. Then you go back to New England, Indy, Buffalo, Miami, New Orleans, Miami, Tampa Bay, Buffalo. I mean, I don't see a lot of wins here, honestly. I really don't, unfortunately. And really, they might not even beat Houston. I don't know if they're going to beat Houston. That's going to be a toss-up game. I don't know if they're going to beat Houston. I really don't know. So, it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be a rough season for them. I feel bad.
Yeah, a lot of this is going to depend on how Zach Wilson performs off the bat. A lot of people are picking him for Rookie of the Year straight up just because he just has so much opportunity to just chuck the ball and not really care where it ends up, whose hands it ends up in, because he'll be there 100% of the time on the field. Honestly, they have a game against Jacksonville, Houston. Their easiest games are Jacksonville, Houston, and Atlanta, but I think Atlanta outguns them. I think Jacksonville outguns them. And really, possibly maybe their only win could come against Houston in Week 12.
Yeah, because even Cincinnati, they can outgun them with the offense. There's no...
As long as Burrow's healthy,
Yeah, as long as Burrow's healthy, they can outgun them with the offense. So, Yeah, like you said, 0-3. I'm sorry, Jets, but maybe another couple years, you guys will get it. You guys will get it together. No worries.
In a couple of years, there'll be a couple of years from a couple of years to being ready.
Yeah, it's always like that,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But hey, it's the sad truth when you're in this division.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Let's go over our list real quick. We had basically the same list, right? So we had the Bills first, Dolphins second, Patriots third, and Jets fourth. So there you go. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And this has been Bert.
Tay, appreciate you guys.
Catch you guys next time. See you.